you still be here? Is this real? Will you still be here? If I say how I feel, I don't wanna wake up one day and see you gone.
Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm filming a new YouTube video for you guys, and that is the very start of our Generations Let's Play. So I'm really excited for this series. It's probably going to be kind of long because we're playing on long lifespan, which you know how long that is, but I really want to have a long time with these characters, and I really want to see them grow and develop. And that brings me to the fact that this is going to be a very story-based series, lots of storytelling, really in-depth characters with millions of traits. Also, we're going to be playing with lots of mods in this series, so if you like mods, then this is the right place to be, because I have a million mods that I added for family gameplay and just in general for romance, bunch of mods for that. So, but yeah, before we get into the video though, I did want to offer a little trigger warning. This video will be containing some themes of alcoholism, drug abuse, neglect, as well as mental health issues. So if any of that is going to potentially be triggering to you, I don't know if this video will be very suited well for you. So I just wanted to provide that little disclaimer before we get into the video, but we'll get right into the content. So this is our first sim right here, Yasmin Roberts. As you can see, she is very pretty. She is just stunning. I absolutely love how this sim turned out. I'm really happy with her appearance. I feel like she looks very different than a lot of my sims, which I like, but we're going to go over the background of both of these characters. This is our other character, Vincent Donovan, and he is also very good looking. These are some really good looking sims. I think we're going to look at Yasmin first, ladies first. So we're going to go over the backstory and the upbringing of these characters, because I feel like it's really helpful in getting to know these characters and understanding kind of what their motivations are and why they have certain traits or quirks, those kind of things. So we're gonna get right into it. So Yasmin Roberts was born into a very strict household. In particular, her father was very controlling and manipulative and just frankly downright emotionally abusive to her. So he was very controlling of everything that she would do, where she would go, who she would see, and basically micromanaged her life. And it got to the point where she would start rebelling, and then he would be even more controlling, and it got to the point where eventually she just left home and went to live with some friends. So she ended up leaving home at a very young age and just really distanced herself from her family. Her mother and her father are divorced. They have been divorced since she was a young teen, and they aren't on great terms. She also has a younger brother who she's not on great terms with either. She's not on good terms with her mother either. Her mother is quite flighty. She's not very present in her life, and she doesn't really make an active effort to be in her daughter's life, unfortunately. So Yasmin, overall, her upbringing has been pretty difficult, to say the least, and she feels very much like she doesn't have a family, which is why she wants to create her own family. She has the big happy family lifetime aspiration, and she wants to create the family that she kind of feels she's lacking. So that is Yasmin. And then, okay, so that's kind of her story, kind of where she has come up until she meets our sim Vincent, and then we will explain how they met and kind of from there on. But that's kind of her life up until meeting Vincent. So Vincent also has had a bit of a rough upbringing. Unfortunately, his mother did pass away when he was quite young. He was about a child when his mother died in a car accident, and he was left without mother, and a major role in his life was taken. And his father really isn't a good role model. He is an alcoholic. He is very distant. Once again, he is very basically cruel to his son growing up. He was just very mean-spirited and unkind, and would just mistreat his son. He would yell at him often, and just berate him, and so they also have a bad relationship with each other. So but Vincent also ended up moving out pretty young from his home with his father. They lived in a trailer park together, and he ended up moving out pretty soon once he was able to, and ended up getting a job to support himself, put himself through school, which is how these two actually met. So Vincent and not Donovan, Vincent and Yasmin both met while in college. So they were freshmen in college, just starting out. Yasmin was in the fine arts degree and Vincent was in the communications degree. And they hit it off right away and they became really good friends. And Yasmin right away had a very big crush on Vincent. Now, Vincent didn't necessarily have a huge crush on her right away. He didn't really see her in a romantic light immediately, mainly because he had just recently broken up with his previous girlfriend, who we will introduce in the part later. So he was sort of still getting over that. But over the next few months, as they kind of got to know each other and started to form a friendship, they realized that they actually did have feelings for each other. So Yasmin immediately knew that she liked this man and she wanted to be with him and she knew that he was the one. But she also didn't want to force him into a relationship. So she was she asked him out on a date and basically he kind of politely declined her. But then a few months later, when she asked again, he actually agreed to go on a date. So, and after that, they basically just became a couple and they've been dating ever since. So they have just finished their degrees. They've just graduated. Both of them are newly out of college and they are very low on cash at the moment. So they got a cheap apartment, barely furnished, and they only have like a few grand to their name. So if they want to buy anything, they're probably going to have to take out some loans, that kind of a thing. So we do have some mods for that, so we can actually take out loans in this game, which is awesome. But that is the basic premise of these characters. I hope you like them. I hope you like their story. I had a lot of fun making them. I can show you off their outfits too, just for funsies. So this is her everyday one, and then she has 2 everydays because I felt like being a little crazy. But this is her everyday 2. This is her formal, athletic, sleep, party, swimwear, hot weather wear, and cold weather wear. And then this is Vincent's outfits. So this is his I was gonna say everyday one. He only has one every day. I got a little lazy. This is his formal. Oh, did I not do it? I thought I did his athletic wear. Wait. I could have sworn I did this man's athletic wear. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I'll just quickly throw something on him then. It's fine. This is his sleepwear. This is his party wear, swimwear, hot weather wear, and cold weather wear. So those are the Sims. I hope you like this idea of this series. If you are enjoying the video so far, be sure to give it a little like, maybe subscribe if you are liking the content here. All right, here we are. This is the apartment. It's pretty sad looking. It's kind of depressing. I basically only furnished it with what would come in an apartment when you buy it, or like when you rent it. So it doesn't have any like furniture. It just has the basic appliances. So we have our basic needs met, and we also have a bed plus a bed is what we have. I decided that they just bought like a cheap bed, and that's it. So, but this is their house, and then this is this is one of their friends. But I will go over their family. No, first I'll go over their traits. So we'll start with Yasmin's traits. She has, for this series, I'm using a lot of custom content traits, and I'm also using a mod that allows me to add multiple traits to my Sims. So that's what we're doing in this series. So, like I said, there's a lot of mods going to be involved in this series. But her traits are that she's a daydreamer. So she's like always in her head and kind of just always like basically just daydreaming, you know. She's very clumsy. Even though she wears heels, she is like kind of has 2 left feet. You know, she is always tripping over herself and breaking stuff. She's also a perfectionist, so she likes things to be perfect. And if she doesn't do things perfectly, she feels like she's basically a failure. So she's very hard on herself in that way. She's also very sociable. She's very talkative. She likes to make friends and chat and stuff like that. And she definitely is quite a talker. She's also very sarcastic. That's kind of her sense of humor. That's kind of how she handles things and like makes things lighter for herself and kind of copes, I guess. She also does have depression, unfortunately, from her upbringing, and just overall that's kind of just her disposition is to struggle with depression. So she has persistent depression disorder. She's also quite confident, Even though she struggles with depression, she's still very like sure. Also, she has absolute perfect pitch. So this sim has flawless pitch and are quite talented at building musical skills. So she is that is what her career aspiration is. So she studied the fine arts, but she wants to be a musician. So she's not going to actually be in the musician career. She's just going to basically play for tips, and that's how she's going to earn her money. And that's what we're going to be doing with her. So she's not going to have like an actual job per se. She's just going to work for tips and do that. And as you may have guessed, this is a family-orientated sim. I mean, we got to have the family-orientated trait since this is a Generations Let's Play, you know? So she is family-orientated. She definitely cares about her family. Even if she's not close to her actual biological family, she still loves family and she loves the idea of family, basically. And she is a gloomy sim as well. And then she has more traits here. We have like quite a few, but those are her main traits basically. And then we'll go over Vincent's traits. So Vincent, poor boy, is struggling with some acne right now, but his traits are that he's worldly. So basically he wants to know about the world. He wants to study different cultures. He wants to travel to different places and just like go around the globe basically. He's also a bookworm, so he loves reading. That's one of his favorite things to do. He's a genius. He's a very smart sim. He's just incredibly intelligent. He's also a vegetarian. He's an introvert, so he's not big on socialization, unlike his girlfriend, Yasmin. He's also a very neat sim. He likes things to be very orderly and tidy. He's also very timid. He's quite shy. He's precious, honestly. And he's very insecure about himself, unfortunately. He's just not very, like, confident, like Yasmin is. So those are his traits. Those are his main traits. And then we have more traits that are kind of on the back burner, which I can show you those too if you want to see them, but I don't want this video to be too long. I kind of just want it to be a brief introduction to the characters, and the next part we will actually get into some gameplay. But I just want to introduce you to all the characters, and then this will be the end of the video. So next we're going to go over the family tree. So let me show you their family trees. They're not like super big because it's just one gen or two gens. But this is his father, Zane Donovan, and his mother, Daniela, who once again died in a car crash. So Zane right here, he is an alcoholic. He lives in Oasis Springs, and he lives in what is the name for it? I'm forgetting the name. What's it called? Like RV, I think is the name. But yeah, no, he lives basically on the outskirts of town, and just doesn't really have a job, doesn't really do anything. He just sort of sits around drinking, and kind of just mooches off of others for money, and that's kind of how he makes his living. But so he's not the greatest guy. He's quite mean, and obviously they don't get along. They have a really bad relationship, so we might end up seeing Zane in the series, but I don't think they'll be talking anytime soon because they really don't get along. And then as you can see, this is Aspen Page, who is the ex-girlfriend of Vincent. They used to date, or they actually never technically dated, but they were romantic interests in high school, but they are no longer together. They're just friends now, which Yasmin doesn't feel fully confident about. She's actually a little bit hesitant with them having a relationship. She gets a little bit jealous. She's not necessarily a jealous sim, but she does have a little bit of a streak of jealousy in her. But next we'll move on to Yasmin. Now Yasmin, her family tree is a little bit bigger, not by much, but a little bit. So this is her father, Quinn Roberts, who is a very successful lawyer. He has made a lot of money throughout his career, and he lives in like a pretty sizable house in, I believe it's Newcrest, I believe is where he lives, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is her mother, Leah, who is a freelance artist who kind of just, you know, is kind of all over the place, kind of a mess. And this is her brother, Kai, who she's not incredibly close with, because he's not a very nice sim. He's like hot-headed and arrogant are his traits, so he's not the nicest. But yeah, these are our sims. This is a series. I hope you guys are excited for this series. I hope you guys are excited for me to play with these sims and start our little let's play. I'm really excited to start it. I did a lot of preparation for it, and It's something that I'm just really looking forward to, so I hope you're excited about it too. Let me know what you think of our Sims, let me know what you would like us to do in the next part, and I will see you guys in the next one. So this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry it's kind of short. The next part will be longer, I promise, and we're actually going to get into gameplay. I just wanted this to be a short little introduction, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!